NCS Global Championship. This is day number 2.
Now is the moment you have all been waiting for.
Because we're already heading into game number 1.
Well, he only has 23 HP, doesn't have time to sit back. Nice shot's gonna be fired. That is a huge siphon and refresh.
Cooper going absolutely nuclear with the back-to-backs here. Cooper won't let it go.
But it's Bryce and Chubbs just stole away the game. Game number 2 is about to start now. Keto's using that early high ground to his advantage, but it only lasts for so long. Cheaton and Pixie take the game.
We are ready to just get right back.
Halo? Dobrý, funguje to. To byl play akčně. Okay. Let's go! Tyjo, tak to mě zajímá, kdo vyhraje. Já teda věřím kvízemu, ale to za 32 minut je další hra. To je jako první hra, ne? Ne, tu Viktory. Hej, to bude možná nějaký představení. To je hustý. Ty vole, to bych chtěl taky. Oni lidi, kteří tam jsou, tak ty dostali takový odznak, jako my takový, jakože když jste tam byli. Dostali jste světýlko, teďkon, na finále. A včera jste dostali pin. Ten je strašně hezký třeba. Hello. Taky bych ho chtěl vlastně někdy moderovat, ale tak to se asi nikdy nestane. Jak tam řvou ty vole? Okay. To teda no, ty vole. Kde pak je kvíz do prdele. Co, no, tak no, viděl jsem ho, no. Ty vole. A jako. Tam by měl být i tento, tyjo, 13 letý klučina. Tak. Kde jsou tam úplně mrtví, ty vole? Let's go. Let's go. Okay, počkejte.
On the high ground now. They were even going for it in the upper bracket on day one.
I mean, they've been practicing only high ground this season, I think, and if we're up there, they're going to be on low and they're going to place bad, so that's the plan.
And what about you? Do you still feel like a high ground king? Or are you now the flexible kings?
I'm the high ground king, 100%.
And what happens if someone comes to your high ground today and tries to anti-strike you?
We're taking it off them.
I can't wait to see players try. I'm not going to try and put any duos off going for you today. Now, talk to me about your victory royale on day one. You set out your stall early, but you came second overall. Are you hiding things from us?
I mean, we've definitely hidden some strats that you guys are going to see in an hour or so, but, you know, we're gonna show the world, like I said. I mean, we've definitely hidden some things, and you're going to be surprised how far ahead we are.
Do you think that Major 3 and not making the grand finals was a bit of a wake-up call for the two of you? Do you think it's pushed you harder than ever before?
Maybe. Like, that major was, like, definitely a rough time, but I think we learned from it, and hopefully we can show it now.
And you know what? 6 victory royales in the grand finals of Major number 2. That's no joke. These boys, they're coming for you.
I mean, you talk about Veno being confident. Queasy's right there with them. Now, of course, they discussed this rivalry between Cammy and Seti, but what would kind of close that chapter for them?
I think that they don't believe there's a chapter there at all, right? When I've spoken to Veno and Queasy throughout the year, genuinely, they don't believe there's a rivalry. They think that they are a level above Cammy and Seti, and I think this truly is their chance to prove it. But yeah, for them, I don't think they think there's a rivalry. Veno just said it there. He's trying to prove there's no rivalry. We're just better than those guys.
Yeah, 100% love that. And I guess when you think about it, right, at an international event, getting second place, really the only thing that you should have a problem with is getting first place. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the only thing that they care about.
A thing many of these duels we talk about have in common is their LAN experience. And some of them have a little bit more than others. I wonder how that's going to play a factor. Well, why don't we listen to them?
I would really like to win the global championship. I think that there are certain factors that separate winning online and winning at an actual LAN. The biggest one is just your nerves and being able to control them.
It's obviously different than winning something online because there's crowd, there's people cheering for you.
Just be comfortable at your seat, you know? Like, if it's not comfortable, find a way to make yourself comfortable.
You gotta be able to reset and compose yourself.
For me, it doesn't like feel like a difference anymore. Playing at like a lot of clans now, and I think I'm like one of the most experienced players.
I think for most pros, everybody plays this game to win.
When I won in Saudi, it felt surreal. The feeling, it just felt like a dream, I'll be honest.
Definitely winning a LAN gives me a confidence, because I know I can do it.
The best moment of the last year was obviously winning Invitational.
When you win a LAN, your reputation is just, you know, it's just higher.
I feel like Cam and City could definitely win, but I feel like they have a lot more pressure than like everyone else.
We feel really comfortable, and we think that we have a really big chance of winning.
I don't think there's any pressure on us of winning this global championship because we don't need to pressure ourselves. It's either we win or we don't win.
I think it's just gonna be a pure competition.
I think like everyone can talk, but at the end of the day, like the actions matter the most.
No matter what tournament you play in Fortnite, people are always going to have expectations.
When you get a taste of winning at LAN, you always want to chase it again.
I want to make sure I just go out there, be confident.
I think everybody would want to win this event.
It would mean a lot to me to win this. The last like missing piece I need for my like Fortnite career.
I came here for one thing only, is to win.
It's 6 games, so anything can happen.
To whatever happens, good luck to everyone.
We'll see if their experience helps them out today, but as we continue this talk about what we're going to be viewing, let's talk about format. What has led us here? Well, we started with an upper bracket and a lower bracket, both with only 5 games each day. Now, gentlemen, the key factor here is twofold. One, we have 6 games, but on top of that, grand finals, we're used to 2 days, 6 games each day. Here, we only have the 6.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, and you know, we just heard Vico talk about it. 6 games, quote unquote, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I don't know how many times I've commentated 6 games events, right? And it's like you go into the last game and the game ends and you're like, how did this team win? Where did they come from, right? Because there are so many teams, the points will end up being so close that so many different teams are in contention, right? And hopefully for the fans that happens today, right, you get a bit more action, a bit more intense. But for the players, it's like you really have to make those games count, right? You can't just think, okay, it was just day 1, we reset, we VOD review, we come back tomorrow. No, these are the 6 games. You don't leave this stage without there being a winner.
That's right. Again, you just can't skip a beat, right? Let's take a look at the point format. We've seen this in the last couple of days, 65 points for the Victory Royale. Top 25 will get you just a little bit of something. Obviously, still 4 points per eliminations, rather. But still, those mid-match objective points. 15 for Rift Island. The past 2 days, we've just seen Rift Island casually set aside. But guys, these 15 points, they could make or break a duo.
Yeah, I mean, all of the points can make a difference for sure, right? We're talking about the volatility of the 6 games, which just means that not only every single game matters that much more, but so does every single point.
Spoiler alert, game 5 and 6, Rift Island's going to look messy. Yeah, it's going to look crazy because everyone's
Don't tell them the script, Levin.
That is the script, I'm sorry. I had to leak it.
Y'all are crazy. So let's talk about some of the, we'll talk about a couple of the contested POIs. What are we expecting to see here? So we've got a handy dandy map here. So keep in mind, these yellow circles you're seeing, that means there's 2 duos at these spots. The red, there is 3. Let's go ahead and make this easy. Racetrack, Thomas HD going up against Canada. We saw this up in the upper bracket, and this went a certain way. Now we get the run back. What has Canada learned, and how can we expect it to go for round 2?
Thomas HD with the home ground advantage. Canada with a little bit of a birthday buff. I am excited to see how this one actually ends up panning out, but we kind of already saw how this is going to go, right? Upper bracket might have been a little bit of a teaser.
I think it was. And that's unfortunate for the birthday boy Canada, but I do think what we saw from that Friday games is that Thomas HD and Malabuka are comfortable, or at least more comfortable than the NA boys when being contested. Thomas said it on Friday. no disrespect to you, Canada, or maybe full disrespect, who knows with Thomas nowadays, but I've played better players than you off spawn, right? And throughout the year, throughout the majors this year, we've seen them be contested at the racetrack, and they've still managed to put on incredible performances over 6-game formats. And so if you're Thomas HD, you're just thinking, okay, cool, we just win our 50-50s. When we get the chance to play a game, we're going to be spectacular. For Canada and ages, though, I don't know what there has been for them to learn almost, right? Because they're going right back into the ringer again here today against a top team that will be relentless every single off-spawn fight.
You know, let's be honest, right? It was pretty much a rough day for them, or upper bracket day, right? They mentioned, oh, we made it off-spawn 2 times on socials, but then the snipers came into play, right? So their games are kind of ended short, but the lower bracket run yesterday when they were uncontested, they got 30+ points every single game. So they know that they can do it. They're coming in with a lot of confidence.
Well, we had this interview lined up on day number 1 of the upper bracket, so let's relive this moment again. Frankie is standing by with the duo. Over to you.
You say I'm standing by. I feel like I'm standing in the middle because the 2 of these guys, Thomas, I think they might be cheering for you out there, but maybe some are cheering for Canada. Copenhagen, are you cheering for Thomas? Can I also hear if you'd like to give a cheer for birthday boy Canada, please? It's interesting because I can hear a few boos. Are you enjoying the idea of being the villain today?
I mean, like, I can't do anything. Thomas is playing home court advantage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully I got the French guys on my back today. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like what you're also saying is racetrack's his home. So why are you dropping there?
Listen, like, I got nowhere else to land. But, you know, that's just how the game is. Like, I'm just going to have fun today. I've already accepted not winning. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to see what happens.
You came second, though, in the lower bracket. 40th on day number 1. Thomas, you came 14th. And we need to clarify something here. When you guys had your off-spawn battles, what was the score?
I would say it's 3-2, but Canada is arguing that it's 2-2 because he died out there. But, yeah.
So I feel like you still won them because he got eliminated in the air. I think he technically gets the victory there. Canada, you're saying the game's easy when it's uncontested like yesterday. So why on earth would you want to go back to racetrack today?
I mean, like, to be honest, I don't have the respect that Thomas does in like an international land, so I can't like just go somewhere else and be uncontested, right? And I've already been landing here, and I really believe that I have the best drops at this spot. And I mean, if Thomas really could land, Thomas could land anywhere, I think, on the map. Like, unless it's not like the best teams, he would get uncontested 100%.
So you're actually backing him for the win today?
I mean, he's not backing anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm just gonna try my best, right? But I'm just here to have fun.
All right, and Thomas, what about you? Because I know you've said second place isn't good enough after you missed out on winning major number 1 this year by 1 point. So what are you gonna give this competition today?
I mean, we'll just try our best, like, try to get as many late games as possible and try not to get eliminated off spawn. So, yeah, we'll do our best.
Copenhagen, would you like to see Thomas and Canada do their best today? Boys, I know you're going to give them a show. Shake hands as we head back to the desk.
Canada treating it somewhat lackadaisically, right? Just saying, yeah, I've accepted defeat. I don't buy that, Canada. I feel like this is a misdirect.
I'd like...
Tak. Jsme zpátky. Říkáš za blbosti.
Temu nemáme máma. Está teď ikon. Ahoj, temu minuli samej. Ana the queen card, no the queen card. I'm a queen card.
Ty vole. Teď jste já týkám jinam.
Throughout the course of the year, this guy has been on a whole different level.
Absolutely. Well, I'd love to get the perspective of Pink, and who better to get that perspective than Frankie, who is standing by with him now.
It's been amazing to watch Pink and Vico over the past couple of days because on day number 1 they came in 33rd position, but day number 2, after an epic victory royale in game number 4, they managed to race up the leaderboard to 12th, and now they find themselves in Championship Sunday. Pink, tell me about the momentum you found to take that victory royale yesterday.
It all started with the kills of spawn. So we had kills of spawn and we were feeling confident. We knew we needed a change in, I guess, confidence. So we just kept getting kills, and then it just, once we have confidence, it's kind of like over.
What happened to your confidence on day 1? I remember you telling me that Acorn and Cold were griefing you. Did you think that maybe once that was out the way, you could just focus on your game?
I mean, day 1 and day 2, it didn't really change. Day 2, we had a team landing north of us and a team landing south. So I'd say day 2 was even worse than day 1, but we still managed to make it happen.
All year you've had the same drop spot. You call it Pink Split. In fact, the community in Europe calls it Pink Split. Why do you think that teams are contesting you on it at the moment?
I mean, it's just, they land there on NA, we land there on EU. It's just a LAN. Sometimes you're con, sometimes you get lucky and you get uncon. It's nothing personal, things happen.
Do you feel prepared for off-spawn battles today?
Yeah.
And do you feel ready for the victory? Because there may be some people out there who are underestimating you, given the results so far, but it looks like you're on an upwards trajectory.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's 6 games. Anything can happen. If you have your day, you're $1 million richer, so I hope God's with me.
Well, hopefully you are going to have a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for talking to me, Pink. Now, we need to head over to the Creator Lounge because I know Kelly Link is there with a very special friend of the FNCS.
That is right, Frankie. But this personality right here was too big for the Creator Lounge. We had to do it up on stage. Life with Panda. Thank you so much for joining me here.
Hey, listen, it is great to be here in Copenhagen. Give it up, people!
It's already been an incredible 2 days of competition. What has been your favorite moment so far?
Ooh, listen, beside hanging out with you, Kelly, I have to say the Duke 1v2 clutch, beautifully done. Or maybe that Savage Vidal finish yesterday. I don't know. So many great moments going on. I can't wait to see what's about to happen today.
Well, speaking about what's going to happen today, we're going to be crowning a champion, and I'm going to ask you the difficult question. Who do you think is going to walk away in first place?
This is not difficult at all, guys. It's Queasy and Vino. They're going to take it, redeeming themselves from the Invitational, baby. It's going to happen.
All right, Panda, any last words that you have to say before we send it back to the desk?
Well, one massive shout out to my wife. It is our 3-year wedding anniversary, and we are here in Copenhagen. So shout out to her for letting me be here.
Panda, thank you so much. Thank you all to the audience as well. Let's head on back to the desk.
Happy anniversary, Pandas. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on your anniversary, of course. But, you know, he makes some bold claims.
I love Panda.
We all love Panda. Queasy and Veno, that is a bold claim.
Is it? Is it really bold? I think a lot of people probably expect Queasy and Veno to come out strong, right? You know, when they've been as good as they've been all year long. I think they're shooing to be a favorite today, no?
Is it finally the point where we put in our official predictions? Oh gosh, listen, I have to go Acorn and Cold. I really cannot doubt them after that day 1 upper bracket performance. I think they got it.
Okay, well, you hear what their thoughts are. Why don't we introduce your casters, get their thoughts on up to them.
Well, listen, first off, thank you, Zeke. And yeah, absolutely. I'm standing with my NA boys as well. I'm a big Acorn, Cold supporter and fan. I do think I'm leaning their way as well. Jacob, you have any hot picks?
I mean, I was on the Acorn and Cold train, but there's so many people are shouting them out. I'm going to go ahead and go with Iyamzo and Rise. They've been so consistent throughout the entire year. I call them one of the most dangerous duos in Fortnite right now, and I think they're going to show that today.
Well, listen, enough of our picks. Let's go meet these players down on the stage.
Zpátky. Holy shit. Mario? To je sin intra. To je hudba. To je hudba. Ty vole. Ten častý borec. Ten častý borec. Tak, bude se pak robit kámo něco měl. Janice a Reason, ty vole. Ty vole. Tak ty bylo dobří, ty bylo dobří. Ta kamera. Shit, to není buga, to je bet. What the fuck? What the? Atlantik ještě žije, ty krávo, to nechápu. To je první 25. No 10. Až se jdu na záchod.
Yeah, if you ain't familiar, if you ain't been round here before, let me introduce you to Janice and Reason. These guys are OGs. They've been here. They've been at the top. They've been to the mountaintop. They've seen it all. They've done it all. They've won it all. And they're going to look to try to do that again. They came so close in Major 1. Major 1 Grand Finals in the EU. They led the way after day 1. And it looked like a spot in Globals was there for them. But they didn't quite do it. And it took them all the way until Last Chance Major to finally do it. And I know they won't wait late again. They're going to come in early and try and do their thing as best as possible.
But that's what being a global champion is all about. Performing in the clutch. It is a tall task for them today. As we showed that little drop map earlier, right? Where we were expecting a lot of the early game action to show. And there was a red area. That means there are 3 teams up there. And unfortunately for Janice and Reason, they are one of them.
That's right. That's just the first 10. I want to meet the next 10. So let's just jump right into it. Cool.
Give it up for Merstash and Tayson, one of the best duos to ever do it. Now it's their chance to show to the world they can do it again.
And here we have Pixie and Cheatin. This duo has showed us that they have what it takes to perform at the highest levels, and now the trophy, it's so close.
Give it up for Baila and Peterbot, 2 of the most dominant players on NA. With a championship already under their belt, they're looking to perform that here once more.
Let's welcome Crisp and Noxie. These guys have showed great consistency for a long time. Let's keep it going because guess what? It's showtime.
Kitos and P8 Sin. The Brazilian champs are here. They know the feeling of winning. Can they do it again? We know the Brazilians are cheering you on.
And now, we going pink. They have accumulated momentum all weekend long, and now it's time to give it your all. Good luck.
Coming all the way from NA, let's give it up for Quanti and TK. They have showcased amazing skill for a long time. They are here for the finals, and that trophy is waiting.
But wait, we have Blaha and Mixon, the Polish duo. Let's make some noise. It's time to crown some new Polish champs potentially. Let's bring on the heat.
Stand up and get loud for Roman and Axforge. Making sure they only needed the upper bracket to qualify to the grand finals. Can they keep up the momentum?
Now let's hear it for Booga and Threats. These guys aren't playing around and do not plan on leaving empty-handed tonight, but will the trophy go home with NA? With every 10, it's starting to get more real and real. The duo we wanted to highlight here was, of course, your World Cup champion, Booga. You know we had to talk about it. Vivid, imagine the World Cup title and then slap a global championship title on that. That would be crazy.
What a career Booga has had, teaming up with Threats for this year, coming in major number 2, a 5th place, closing out major number 3 with a 2nd place. Not to mention Booga himself has 3 FNCS titles. I mean, what can't he do?
One of the GOATs of this game. And I personally, as a fan, just want to see him lift a trophy on a major stage again.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
I'm hoping, man. Of course, we've got more duos to introduce. Let's get the next 10.
This is Acorn and Cold with a dominating performance in the upper upper bracket. These guys are here, and they're looking to take home that trophy.
Now let's make some noise for Peppo, Clip, and Zagu. Representing for Asia, they are ready to fight for the trophy. It's time to bring your A game.
Representing the Middle East, Mshari and Rue might be the only team from their region, but that doesn't stop them from winning. These guys will do whatever it takes to succeed.
From NA, we have Thoric and Bolts proving that they can take home FNCS wins. They have championships under their belt, but can they do it one more time?
Misha and Teeny, ladies and gentlemen, do not feel safe regardless of where you drop on the map when these guys are in the lobby. They are here, and they are here to win.
Here we have iDrop and Mappy. The Scandinavian duo is now ready to bring the trophy home after qualifying hot out of day one. Let's go.
Make some noise for Cryban Flixie. Slowly been climbing the ranks for seasons. Now is their chance to make it big and solidify themselves among the best.
But wait, for Strokey, Kylie, they have landed. They are here, dropping right in from the upper bracket into the grand finals. They are making an impact on the leaderboards.
A big round of applause for Muzz and Paper. These guys are used to being high up on the leaderboards, and they only needed day one to make it here. Now it's time to finish the job.
All right, give it up for Mr. Savage and Badil, making the lower bracket look easy. It's exciting to see if they can do it again here for the grand finals. One step closer to games beginning. Mr. Savage and Vidil, you know we got to talk about these guys. They ended first place after yesterday's lower bracket. First place from the last chance major. They have something to prove, and they're here to show it.
Talk about clutching up when it matters. I mean, I've talked about it multiple times. It's just a duo that makes sense. They're so smart. Mr. Savage has so much experience, especially on the big stage. More than 10 in-person event appearances, and then Vidil teamed up with him. The mechanical prowess, it's all there.
Savage has played on stages like this as much as anybody else in the world of Fortnite. He will know. But Vidil, he's been the one in crunch time this year that has really put the performances in to seal the deal. And even though there'll be pressure on him, Vidil will be ready.
I'm ready. For more duos, let's get the next 10 in here.
Let's get a big warm welcome for Yopso and Rise. Consistency is key here, and they proved it all year long. Now is the time to finish what they started.
Let's hear it now for Alex and Worthy. As the only OCE team in the lobby tonight, this is their chance, and the pressure is on to take home the LAN title.
Please meet Trulex and Chicho. FNC experience and titles are plenty here. However, a LAN title is still to be secured. The opportunity is rare, but it's here. It's now.
And this is Shari and Giras coming smoking hot out of day number one. Now they're focusing in on today. There's no time to waste. This is it for them.
Make some noise for Bobby and Larpex. First Asian team to make it to the grand finals, but they are not done yet. The trophy is within their grasp.
Pars and Baka, everyone. With a solid performance in the upper bracket, these guys have to be ready now more than ever to take it on in the grand finals.
we have him, Ashidas and Striker. Brazil is not to be messed around with. These guys are here to prove they can challenge everyone on the international stage.
Boyo instincts are not to be messed with, taking home a victory out in the upper bracket. They are now here to show if they can do it again. Pressure is on.
Give it up for Queasy and Benno! Today's menu says comeback. Second in the Invitational, second in the upper bracket. But now it is time for a first place finish.
And here we have Kami and Seti. These guys are used to lifting trophies this weekend. They are looking to add another one to the collection. Of all the duos here, we could say they have the most pressure. This is getting real. Every single wave, man. A duo we wanted to highlight here from OCE, Alex and Worthy Levin. We kind of have been talking about this every time we've seen them. Worthy, a phenomenal player. Then you pair him with someone like Alex, who OCE as a whole are just like, this is our guy. I can't wait to see how they perform.
I am so excited about this duo, right? You know, it's rare we get to see some of the smaller regions step up the way they did in the upper bracket finals. 6th place is no shabby feat at all. And personally, when you look at their play styles, Alex, man, one of the most electrifying players there is in Fortnite. When he turns it on, when he decides he wants to get an LM, he's getting an LM.
Top 25 in every single game on day number 1. Can they do it again and represent OCE?
Absolutely. Arena, make some noise. Let this last wave of players hear you. Let's meet them.
Double odds, Re and Rituals are in the house. NA is their home turf, but after upper bracket, Denmark certainly looks comfy for them as well. Can they keep up the pace?
Don't blink, we have Hen and Bosque from last chance major to the lower bracket and then to the grand finals. Now they are here where they belong. All they have to do is seal it up.
Age doesn't matter for Moneymaker and for Nyan. Young and talented are key words for these guys, and now they're here to give it their all.
Vanyak and Carmi, ladies and gentlemen, fighting their way back out of the lower bracket. They are now here to prove themselves worthy as a grand finals team.
Put your hands together for Duke and Edgy! With an NA Major 2 title in the books and a massive clutch on the day too. It's time to add another one. Tonight is that chance.
Here we have, straight out of Asia, Shalom and MK Papa. This team right here has popped off, making their region proud, but they need to continue to make their mark.
Welcome Kaizen and Clement. Making it to the Global Championship Grand Finals is an achievement in itself. However, there is still plenty up for grabs for this team.
Let's hear it for Scented and Polarized. All of the FNCS experience has been put to use. It's now or never for these guys, and here they are to show it.
This is Kanada and Agers, dominating the NA region and now ready to dominate Denmark. Eyes are on the prize for these guys.
Last but not least, Denmark makes some noise for Marabuka, Thomas HD. They are holding the fans high, and they're missing only one thing. That's an FNCS title. Copenhagen, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all are losing your minds. You guys are in the same place as we are. We want to see games. We are so close, but man,
This feels so good. There's so much electricity in the air. We saw them start first. Reet and Ritual out of NA. We've seen them perform well. What can they do here?
We've been talking a lot about how everybody has been placing in some of these games. Well, what about the eliminations? On day number 1, both of them, a part of this duo, finished in the top 10 for individual eliminations, 10 and 11 respectively, for a combined total of 21.
They were popping off, right? And that's the kind of thing, especially when, you know, we want to see controller players represented. You know, he's a controller player. For the throwback on for that one every day. But look, I think when it comes to how they play in this server, they need to stick to what was working with them. Be aggressive as possible when you can.
That's right, guys. I'm getting word we are so close. So let's kick it on up to Jacob PR and MDF to keep this moving.
Thank you so much, Zeke. Let's keep this show on the road. I'm so excited here. It's game 1 in just a few moments. The expectations are through the roof.
That's right, and you already know it's going to be explosive. So as we start to gear up now, let us do it, because game 1 is ready.